Hey guys, this is Dreadbane joined by Sapphire. We've got this week's King of the Hill coming up. Now, as the defending champion is playing the blue Protoss, and he's versing Kowi, or Kowi, sorry, the yellow Protoss. Now, this is Kulos Ravine, so Seth, this should be a good one.
Yeah, really looking forward to this because not only is, in my opinion, as the way he's playing right now, he's probably the strongest Protoss player from Australia, and he's up against Kowi. The way he's playing right now, he's the strongest Protoss player from New Zealand, and that's saying something because pretty much all the high-level players from New Zealand lately have been playing Protoss. There are a couple of other races, but there's the Protoss Mafia, very famously from New Zealand, that have just been playing so strongly. And I don't know what it is about the food over there, but something in the water makes them good at Protoss as opposed to the other races. But yeah, these players actually versed off against each other in the Nation Wars, Australia versus New Zealand show match, and they actually versed off in the Ace match, and it was after so many strong performances by high-level players on both teams, there was the Ace match to decide who wins the entire tournament between Azz and Kowi actually beat Azz 2-1 in that game. So this is kind of a bit of a rematch here, and we are kind of in looking at some of the best Protoss players on the C server. So this is a really, really high-profile grudge match here, and looking like 2-gate coming from Azz. Meanwhile, Kowi's gone for that assimilator, so already we're seeing some build deviation, which is a bit surprising. Azz looking like he's going to really put the pressure on with early Zealots. Meanwhile, Kowi looking like he's going to get those Stalkers, and he is absolutely famous for his Blink Stalker micro. His Stalker micro is absolutely amazing and really, really strong, so I'm super excited to see what Azz is going to be able to do with this 2-gate, and we're already seeing the first Zealot on the way.
Yeah, as they're really knowing everything that's going on, he's got his probe really working on this pylon in the base here. He knows this is cybernetics core, there's no second gateway. He knows that if he really starts chrono boosting these Zealots, which he are, they're both really straight to the opponent's base here. So Azz really looking to put this pressure on. I would give the favour to Azz because he is the defending champion, but it is curious that their last match Kowi did win, so I wonder if that would change Azz's mindset if he thinks he's going the same build as he did in the other game they played. But we'll have to see. At least we'll have some early action as this Zealot makes his way across the field.
Yeah, Azz's first Zealot coming in here, he's streaming Zealot, still coming up with these Zealots. He's finally still not throwing his gas in there. He's even brought a probe into assist there. Forge going down from Kowi. Kowi going hugely defensive here, and this is a bit of player awareness by Azz, realizing that Kowi is so good with those Stalkers, doesn't want to let the game go to that kind of level, so he's just throwing this massive pressure. These Zealots are already in. 2 Zealots out for Kowi, more Zealots constantly streaming across the minimap, trying to work on this pylon, pulling back. These Zealots coming in to engage. 1 Zealot out of its shields, the second Zealot almost out of its shields, and they are really working down there. Both players got Zealots low on health, trying to get us around. Desperation micro right here. Both players well over the hundreds in APM as they micro this crazy battle, and it's Zealot on Zealot action as we see this super aggressive attack here from Azz, and photon cannon going down for Kowi. So Kowi looking to turtle up, just trying to survive right now. He's still on 1 gateway, got his cybernetics core, really just trying to buy time until his photon cannon comes out. The Stalker pops out now, so he's got a little bit of an advantage against his pure Zealot play, but continuing with this pressure. Azz has no assimilator in his base, he's just constantly making Zealots, and Kowi got that cannon online, got the Stalker online. Azz working on this pylon, drops the pylon, unpowers the Forge. Not too big of a deal, but it does open up this gap, and it supply blocks Kowi, so that's a bit of a loss. Kowi cannot produce more units until he gets another pylon online. Second photon cannon coming in. Now we're seeing Azz throwing down photon cannons in Kowi's base. It's all happening, absolutely crazy, all in play here from Azz.
I was going to say, just Azz needed to build some pylons just to not get supply blocked. Apparently he's just going to cannon him, so I love that by Azz. I thought he was in trouble there when he had all these Zealots as these Stalkers take these pot shots at these Zealots, but really, if these cannons go up, which they will in a second, Azz is going to be in a really good spot, even if he only has really these Zealots on the field, because really, he's just kind of done a delayed cannon rush, which I don't think I've seen very often, especially not this way, so I love it so far.
Yeah, meanwhile, while this is going on, Kowi throwing down a pylon in Azz's base. Looked like he's going to counter cannon, trying to swing this game back. He's desperately microing with those stalkers. It's his trademark unit. Now he's getting it involved. These zealots having to back and forth. Finally gets the gateway. The gateway succumbs to the cannon. So right now, Kowi has no gateway. Trying to get another one on. This pylon taking damage. Kowi's in super dire straits. No money to counter cannon. Those cannon comes offline, and Azz now firing on the Nexus. Not much Kowi can do as he's trying to work on these cannons. And now this unpowered cannon, Azz is going to work on this gateway, is not powered, so even though it finishes, he won't be able to produce. And looking like Kowi is on the ropes here as he still continues to try and work on this pylon that's warping in. Another cannon warping in. He's trying to drop this before the front line of cannons executes him. His Nexus is going to go down. Kowi, absolutely terrible situation right here, but he is throwing up cannons outside Azz's main, so this cannon is going on. Kowi still playing this out, lost his Nexus, doesn't care, gonna fight this out, got 400 bank minerals, trying to work on these cannons. Cannons now working on Azz's main, 2 cannons going to town on Azz's main, Azz pulling off, looking like both players gonna lose their Nexus. Azz backing off his zealots, fleeing to his base, but Kowi evacuating all of his stalkers and his army and his probes to come and work on Azz's units. Azz evacuating his units, looking like we could have some kind of ridiculous base trade going on right here. Do not know how this is going to end. Azz bringing off his probes to work on these cannons of Kowi. Not sure how this is going to end. Looking like Kowi is expanding to the gold. He was using his bank minerals on that, but now Azz brings down those cannons with his probes so he can go back to mining, but he's very low on minerals right now, and Kowi does have this Stalker Zealot working his way into Azz's base. Azz is going to have to defend with his remaining zealots. Now Kowi's working on these gateways, so Azz is now in a bad situation, even though he's got this cannon warping in.
What in the world is going on in this match? I thought Azz had that covered. Now that like Azz is on the ropes as these stalkers and these probes are going in, fighting these zealots. These stalkers just demolishing these probes. Each of them have 2-4 kills. Jeez, I don't even know who's ahead now. I mean, Azz has the income still going on, but he's using all his probes as actual attackers as these stalkers micro nicely and pick off a couple more of these probes. I don't know, man, I have no idea. I think Kowi's got this because he's got the stalkers here, but man, really, it's just crazy at the moment.
Yeah, this is the micro that Kowi is so famous for, that Stalker micro. He's so good at it, never misses a beat with it, and he's really denied that pure Zealot army. One more Zealot for Azz, desperately trying to make something happen. Meanwhile, Kowi got mining and operational. He's back up, probes coming in, scouting for Kowi's base, and Azz calls GG. He was in that commanding position, dropped the Nexus, but the counter cannons from Kowi were super strong. Even though he didn't drop the Nexus, it forced Azz to retreat, and then Kowi evacuated his remaining forces, and those Stalkers able to micro up so well, and he just executes so well with Stalkers. They are his signature unit. He is so famous for that. Absolutely crazy game 1 in this best of 7.
Jeez, unbelievable play, unbelievable.
Now we go to game 2 because Kowi's up 1-0.